Today, we're going to get real nitty gritty because I'm about to talk about things that I wish I knew before applying to dental hygiene school. Mm, mm. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zoe Howard. I am a future dental hygiene student. Make some noise. As a first generation college student who has a bachelor's in biology, as someone who just graduated, these are some of the things I wish I would have known before I had applied to dental hygiene school. Yeah, let's get into it. But numero uno would be to look at everything. Look at the program, not just the tuition. Look at the program costs. How much it costs for uniforms, instruments, textbooks, CPR certifications, background checks, drug screenings, parking, gas, housing. Be mindful that it's not just about the tuition. There is extra additional cost. Shocker, right? I know. Yeah, be mindful of out-of-pocket expenses that are not covered in the tuition because that adds up. Yeah. And there will be moments where you're going to have to probably pay for something extra that was not included in your tuition. You would think it would be, but it's not. So yeah, application fees also is a big one. I had to pay for my transcripts to be submitted. Just be mindful of the little bitty costs. Be mindful of the things that you probably don't think to consider. And that goes to also having an emergency fund. Sometimes you need money quickly after acceptance. Programs may also have short deadlines for deposits and requirements. So just be mindful of that. You might need shoes day 2 of school. You're going to have to go get them shoes. So also be mindful that your schedule can change. My dental hygiene school, the schedule changes with each term. So my first term, I'm only in school for 2 days. I'm still going to commute the first term. So I'm so grateful that it's just 2 days out the week. So that means that I can, save up, still stay at home while I'm in school so that come the second and third term, I can actually move up there with no problems. I just want to make sure that I'm covering all bases. You might be given a time and day that you're supposed to be in class, and there is no other time. It's either that time or no time. So be mindful of that. Also, clinicals start early in the morning, but obviously you don't start clinicals until a couple of semesters in. Also, things I wish I would have known is that attendance is strict. Okay, they want you there. If you're supposed to be there by 9, make sure you're there by 8:55. Okay, attendance is a big thing. Also, I did not know this, but things I wish I would have known as well was working full-time might not be an option while you're in hygiene school. You might be thinking to yourself, Zoe, how am I supposed to, work and pay for bills? How am I supposed to pay for bills? How am I supposed to pay for school? Yeah, that's what saving comes into play because there's going to be a point in time in dental hygiene school where working is not recommended. It's not required. I know some people who have successfully worked while in hygiene school, but it is highly recommended that you do not work while in hygiene school. Something else I wish I would have known is that you don't need the perfect GPA. It is also, again, probably recommended that you get the highest grade that you can in classes, but sometimes you can give or take with your GPA, I had a 3.4 going in. You don't really need a perfect GPA. Many applicants think that you need straight A's going in. You need to get all A's in all your prereqs, but really, If you tried your hardest and you got an A or a B, I feel like that is doable. Don't quote me on that. You don't necessarily need the perfect GPA. Yes, dental hygiene school is very competitive, but schools often consider other factors opposed to just grades. One second, my camera's about to die. Something else that I wish I would have known before I applied to dental hygiene school is you need to read that program handbook, okay? It has all the expectations. It has things about attendance in there. It has things about grading. It has things about uniforms, how you're supposed to present yourself while you're in school. It's important to know the expectations and standards before you apply, because you need to know what getting yourself into. I know one school that I was applying to, it considered a 75 as a B. And I don't know where they was raised, but in my neck of the woods and in my times of schooling, 75 was considered a C. So, yeah, just be mindful that different schools have different grading systems and different requirements, different everything. So, reading that program handbook, learning what the school requires, learning the ins and outs, knowing everything's the do's and the don'ts, that will save you a lot of trouble in the long run. I feel like that is where a lot of people mistake the process when they're applying to schools. They just think every school is the same, but I've encountered a couple of schools that have different start dates, different application requirements, different GPAs, different attendance requirements, different grading systems. So yeah, just read the program handbook, or if there isn't a program handbook that you can get to before you apply to dental hygiene school, then just read the website. The website tells you just about everything that you need to know as far as grading and how you're going to be graded on your application. So yeah, take advantage of the resources that are provided to you so that you can be the best and strongest applicants. And I mean strong that you can be. Clock it. Also, something else that I wish I would have known before applying to dental hygiene school is that you don't need to buy everything. You know, some people have retail therapy and they get a little excited and they start buying typodonts, buying notebooks, pencils, shoes, clinical bags, all this extra stuff. You do not need to buy all of that immediately. Acceptance doesn't mean the stress is over. And what I mean by this is, yes, you have gotten accepted, but now it's time to prepare for where you're going to stay, how you're going to be staying there, when you're going to be staying there, for how long you're going to be staying there, finances, paperwork, preparation, orientation, the whole nine. Everything starts after you get accepted. So yes, it's a good thing that you've gotten accepted, but acceptance is just one of the battles, one of the steps that you have to take in order to get through dental hygiene school. It's a good stress, but it's still stress. So just be mindful that, there is other things that you have to do prior to getting accepted. Everybody that I've known that has become a dental hygienist and was in dental hygiene school had orientation. So just be mindful that, the real work starts now, honey. Real work starts now. Another thing that I wish I would have known before dental hygiene school or before applying to dental hygiene school, is that every school is different. The certain requirements that I needed, I basically wish I would have known more about prerequisites, because, like I said, different schools require different things. I wish I would have known that some schools don't really require you to have that many requirements, that many prerequisites. I know one school required me to have Gen Chem 1, 2, Cal 1, 2, microbiology, A&P, speech. It required me to have more classes than I needed. for the one that I'm in right now. So also get comfortable talking to people. Start getting yourself out there now so that when it's time to work with patients, you're a pro. You're a master at this. Communication skills matter in this profession because you're going to have to communicate with your patient. You're going to have a relationship. You're going to have to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently with your patient. So be mindful that communication is key, and being able to be comfortable talking to people is key. You don't want to be very rude, not empathetic to your patient while they're in your chair. So be mindful that that interpersonal skill with your patient starts now. I think that's it, y'all. So if you have enjoyed this video, thank you so much for sticking around to the end. There will be more dental hygiene content, so stick around. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, because you're not going nowhere and I'm not going nowhere, and we in there like swimwear. We locked in. But yeah, that is all I have for you guys. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.